A very good morning, my dear students. In today's class, we will discuss the problem number 13 on income from capital gain. Mr. Venkatesh sold the following assets during the financial year 2018-19. A residential house was sold in November 2018 for 46 lakh, brokerage 2%. This property was purchased in March 2010 at a cost of 6,36,400. It was renovated in 2012-13 at a cost of 2,52,000. He purchased a commercial property for 15 lakh in January 2019. Second one, 1,500 equity shares of Tata Steels were sold at a rupees 1,000 per share, brokerage 0.5% in January 2019. These shares were bought in April 2009 at rupees 600 per share, brokerage 1%. Jewelry was sold for 10,45,000. This was purchased in May 2008 for rupees 4,20,000. He sold urban plot of land for 38 lakh, brokerage 2%. This was purchased in April 2009 for 15 lakh, brokerage 1.5%. Compute the taxable capital gain for the assessment year 2019-20. Cost inflation number 2009-10 given 8-9 and 12-13, 2009-10 and 2018-19 given. See, go through the answer. First, a residential house was purchased. Here, residential house was sold in 2018 and this was purchased in 2010. The difference between purchase and sale of residential house is more than 3 years. So you have to treat as a long-term capital asset. So here, sales consideration of residential house 46 lakh, brokerage at 2%, 46 lakh into 2%, 92,000. Therefore, net sale consideration 45 lakh, 8,000. Minus, as the given asset is long-term capital asset, you have to apply the index. So, index cost of acquisition divided by acquired year index into sales year index. So, cost 6,36,000. Purchased in 2009-10, index is 148 into sales year index 280, 12 lakh 4,000, 45 lakh 8,000 minus 12 lakh 4,000, 33 lakh 4,000 minus indexed cost of improvement which was made in 2012-13. So formula cost of improvement divided by improvement year index into sales year index 2,52,000 divided by 200 into 280, 3,52,800. So gross capital gain 29,51,200. Gross capital gain 29,51,200. He purchased commercial property for 15 lakhs. See, and point number 1, which was related to residential house property, purchased residential house property, sold residential house property, and but new purchase made in commercial property, not in a house property. If new investment made in a commercial property, we cannot give the exemption under section 54. Therefore, long-term capital gain for house property 29,51,200. The number 2, equity share. Equity share value which was sold. See, go through the question. 1,500 equity shares of rupees sold at 1 lakh of Tata Limited was sold for 1 lakh. 1,000. So 1,500 into 1,000. That is the sales consideration or sales proceed 1,500 into 1,000, 15 lakh. Brokerage here given 0.5% on sales, so 7,500. Net sales consideration 14,92,500. Here also you have to apply the index because the purchase and sale difference is more than 1 year. Equity share is the financial asset, so you have to compare purchase and sale before more than 1 year or less than 1 year. More than 1 year treated as a long term, less than 1 year treated as a short term. So here sold in 2018-19 January, and it was purchased in April 2009. So obviously more than 1 year difference, treat as a long-term capital asset. So share is the long-term capital asset. So you need to apply index cost of acquisition. So total share 1500, which was purchased for 600. So 9 lakh plus they paid the 1% brokerage. So for purchase you have to add brokerage. Remember, brokerage on sales to be deducted from sales consideration, but if brokerage on purchase given in the problem, then before calculating index cost of acquisition, for cost of acquisition you have to add purchase brokerage. So 9 lakh into 1%, 9,000. So total purchase cost 9 lakh 9,000. Sales index 280 and purchase year index 910 148. So 9 lakh 9,000 divided by 148 into 280, 17 lakh 19,733. So there is no cost of improvement, gross capital gain he will get minus, or maybe the gross capital loss, because here sales consideration is lesser than purchase value or cost of acquisition. So 2,27,230, it is the gross loss as well as long term capital loss. The third one, go through the third point. Third one, jewelry was sold for rupees 10,45,000. This was purchased in May 2008 for 4,20,000. So jewelry was sold for rupees 10,45,000. All the assets were sold in the 2018-19. Here even the sales also for jewelry, if nothing mentioned date, you have to consider financial year 18-19. So 10,45,000 is the sales consideration. Purchase value 2008 9. 4,20,000. Again, difference between purchase and sale is more than 3 years. So it should be treated as long-term capital asset. So here sale proceeds 10,45,000. No realization expenses or selling expenses. Net sale consideration 10,45,000. As jewelry is a long-term capital asset, you have to apply the index of 2008-9 for purchase. 4,20,000 is the cost of acquisition, divided by 137 2008-9 purchase year index into sales year index 280. So 8,58,394. No exemption information is available. So gross capital gain or long term capital gain 1,86,606. The next one, he sold urban plot of land for 38 lakh, brokerage 2%. This was purchased in April 2009 for 15 lakh and brokerage 1.5%. See here, agricultural land, it was purchased and sold 2009-10, it was purchased and it was sold in 2018-19. Obviously again difference between purchase and sale is more than 3 years. Sales consideration 38 lakh, brokerage 2% on sales 76,000, net sale consideration 37 lakh 24,000. Here brokerage on purchase given, remember dear students, if brokerage on purchase given, you have to add to purchase cost or acquisition cost. So here 15 lakh is the purchase cost, 15 lakh into 1.5%, it is a brokerage on purchase. You have to add to 15 lakh. So total 15 lakh 22,500 divided by purchase year index, that is 910 index is 148 into sales year index 280, 28 lakh 80,405. No exemption is available here and no improvement of cost. So long term capital gain 8,43,595. Total capital gain by adding long term capital gain of house property, long term capital loss of equity share, and long term capital gain of jewelry and agricultural land 37,54,174. Remember. Next, problem number 14th problem. The following information is available with the year assessee is mega. See, residential house at Bangalore, which was inherited by her father in 2000, fair market value as on April 2001 was 4,50,000. Say 100. The cost of improvement made during the year 2007-8 was 1,29,000. CI 2007-8 is 129. She sold this house for 50 lakh and incurred the expense of transfer 45,000. On 12th January 2019, she purchased another house on 2nd February 2019 for rupees 5 lakh. Jewellery costing rupees 2,50,000 was sold for 4,95,000 in May 2018, which was acquired in June 2008. Second one, agricultural land. Third one, agricultural land in Hassan purchased in 89 for 5,25,000, been sold 45 lakh. On 1st September 2019, paid brokerage 25,000. She purchased another agricultural land in Hassan for 5 lakh. Household furniture purchased in 1st January 2001 for 75,000 was sold for 1 lakh. Machinery return down value was 1,82,000 was sold on 12th December 2018 for 1,50,000. Compute her income under head capital gain for the assessment year 2019-20. This is the 14th question answer. So here assess is the mega, previous year 18-19, assessment year 19-20. She is the resident. First one, residential house. Selling process, sales consideration 50 lakh, selling expenses 45,000. See the purchase and sale. Difference between purchase and sale of residential house is more than 3 years, so it should be treated as a long-term capital asset. So indexed cost of acquisition, so here purchase cost is not there, but fair market value is there. So for fair market value to be considered as a cost of acquisition. See here, it was inherited by her father for 4,50,000. The cost of improvement is there, sales value, everything is there here. So sales consideration 50 lakh as residential house is the long-term capital asset. Selling expenses 45,000 or realization expenses. Net sale consideration 49 lakh 55,000. You have to apply index because residential house is long term. So cost of acquisition or fair market value, whichever is higher. Cost of acquisition nothing is there, so 0. Fair market value which is given in the problem 4,50,000, so greater 4,50,000 divided by as on 1st April 2001 to index 100 into sales year index 280, 12,60,000, 36 lakh 95,000. So improvement cost or additional cost or improvement made, it was given as on 2007-8. So formula improvement cost divided by improvement made year index into sales year index. So 1,29,000 divided by 129, that is the index of 278 into 280, the sales year index 2,80,000. So gross capital gain 34,15,000. No exemption information is available for residential house in the problem. So long-term capital gain 34,15,000. 34,15,000 is a $34,15 lakh, and she purchased another house on 2nd February 2019 for 5 lakh. But here we cannot give the exemption under section 54 because here not mentioned which kind of house or what kind of, either it is a commercial house or residential house property or commercial house property. So they have not claimed the exemption. Second one, jewellery costing 2,50,000 sold in for 4,95,000 18. So 18-19 sales year, and it was acquired in 2008-9. Again jewellery purchase and sale difference is more than 3 years. It should be treated as long-term capital asset. Sales proceed 4,95,000. Selling expenses nil. Net sale consideration 4,95,000. Indexed cost of acquisition apply. As jewelry is the long-term capital asset, 2,50,000 into 280 divided by 137, 5,10,950. Here there is a loss, means long-term capital loss or gross capital loss, because cost of acquisition is more than net sale consideration. So 15,950 is the gross loss or capital loss. Third one, agriculture land. Agriculture land in Hassan purchased in 89, 5,25,000 has been sold for 45 lakh. Paid brokerage 25,000 and she has purchased another agriculture land in Hassan for rupees 5 lakh on 10th October 2018. See, agriculture sales proceed 45 lakh, selling expenses or realization expenses or transfer expenses 25,000, net sale consideration 47 lakh 75,000. Here, as agriculture land is the long-term capital asset, you have to apply the index. So, indexed cost of acquisition as on 2008-9 purchase date 5,25,000 divided by purchase year index 137 into sales year index 280, 10,72,993. So, gross capital gain 34 lakh 2,002 rupees. And here you can give the exemption under section 54B, because the third point is related to agriculture land, purchase also agriculture land, sale also agriculture land, and a new purchase also agriculture land. So we can give the exemption under section 54B. Cost of new agriculture land is 5 lakh, which is lesser than gross capital gain. So directly we can claim the exemption as a 5 lakh, which is less. 34 lakh 2,002 rupees minus 5 lakh, 29 lakh 2,007 rupees. Fourth one, that is household furniture. Household furniture, as it is personal asset, it is exempted from capital gain. So household furniture is exempted from capital gain. It is tax free. Last one, machinery returned value as on 1st April 2018 was 1,82,000, which was sold on 12th December 2018 for rupees 1,50,000. Okay, here returned value is given in the problem, so it should be treated as a short-term capital asset. So sale proceed 1,50,000, selling expense not there, net sale consideration 1,50,000. Cost of acquisition, it is nothing but when the purchase cost is not given, return value to be considered for depreciation asset 1,82,000. So gross capital loss here, because net sale consideration is lesser than return down value or cost of acquisition. So 32,000 is gross capital loss as well as short-term capital loss. So total taxable capital gain by adding all residential house property and jewelry and machinery and agricultural land, total 62,69,057.